I'm Stefano Collete, the marketing manager of All Accessibility, and I'm here with my colleague Maria Marchi, and we want to show you our presentation, Neuroscience and Robotics for Accessibility. The term neuroscience derives from the English, coined in about 1962 by the American neurophysiologist Francis Smith. He understood that we had to break down the barriers between the different scientific disciplines, combine their resources and effort if we want to approach a full understanding of the complexity of brain functioning, and had used the word neuroscience to indicate his research group made up of scientists of different backgrounds. So combine mathematics, physics, chemistry, nanotechnologies, engineering, computer science, psychology, medicine, biology, and also philosophy, and goes in the opposite direction to the specialized confinement of the study of brain and the delimitation of the technical knowledge. But how can the brain direct its millions of individual nerve cells to produce behavior? And how can these cells be influenced by the environment? The last frontier of the brain-mind science, his ultimate challenge is to understand the biological basis of consciousness and the mental processes through which we perceive, act, learn, and remember, as Eric Kandel said. And we have many technology, but we want to explain just two of this. The first one is eye tracking. Through the tracking of people's eye movements, highlights visual stimuli, and measure the level of discomfort or appreciation of user by providing scientific feedback data. And the other one is EEG, allowed to record the cerebral electrical activity through the application of electrodes on person's head. These technologies can be used to audit the assessment of the level of accessibility and inclusiveness of an environment, both domestic and public. These real data are used for the design, the project, the realization of an accessible and inclusive environment. Besides neuroscience, we can use robots to give patient or guest information according to their specific impairment, to take a guide them to different areas, like patient rooms, for example. A recent McKinsey study in the hospitality sector, 48% of the hours are devoted to routine, practicable, and repeatable activities that can be automated. This is why the Paulo Pepper Artificial Intelligence Project was launched. The answer to frequently asked questions like, what is the best way to go to Burj Khalifa, or at what time the pool closes, can and must be automated in order to be able to dedicate personnel to activities that create added value. So the future is to combine neurosciences and robotics for an accessible and inclusive environment in the healthcare and tourism sectors based on real data. But now, with the help of my colleague Maria Marchi, we want to tell you who we are, All Accessibility. But before, we want to show you a short movie. Please.
Good afternoon. I'm Maria Grazia, and I'm very proud to be here. As Stefano told you, everything what he told you is reality with all accessibility. Something about us. We are an innovative Italian startup. We combine a long experience in the removal of architectural barriers with neuroscience and robotics. Our team is specialized in disability management and accessibility development for healthcare, tourism, and architectural consulting. We are a good synergy between the experience, the life experience, and technical local background. We are located in the Medical Valley in the north of Italy, and it is renowned for the research and the development of products for life technology. Many main companies as Medtronic, Livanova, and other main companies have their headquarters in this area of R&D. So our team combines a solid background in the healthcare sector, a long experience in the development in innovative solutions and projects, a good knowledge in international markets, but most of all, a personal life experience and sensitivity about how life can be hard with some impairments. Our core business is healthcare, hotels and resorts, architectural consulting, and especially in visual and mobility impairments, but also cognitive. So our value is that we are by your side during the whole process, and I think that is the way to be the difference. We combine neuroscience and robotics with accessibility to design using scientific data. So how can we do this? Through our services, we can offer you service of assessment, design, realization, and training. The assessment is of two levels, a standard assessment and an assessment with the combination of neurosciences equipment. The data we take and develop and analyze through this phase, we can use for the design phase. We can give a turnkey project or only for the accessibility of adapt or create new brand solution. But we also realize what we design, or we can give the service of supervision. After this, we can give training about accessibility or inclusion, but also of the equipment we use and installed in our solutions. And now some application in healthcare. We can develop the reception area, the patient room, the common or specific areas for hospitals, clinics, and dental clinic. But I want to give you some details about our intervention in the province of Modena of a dental clinic. If you go there, you can find in the entrance automated sliding doors that are that you can use with a button or a tactile map of the whole clinic. Then there are some other intervention in the waiting area with screens and in the hall with a special desk. And the core of the intervention is the treatment room, where you can find screens that are where you can see a special cartoon that relaxes the patient, and it is dedicated to the patient with cognitive impairments. And finally, you can find accessible toilets with sliding doors. There are many other equipment, but these are only some sample. Some application in hotel, you can find the accessibility of the reception, the rooms, the common area, and spa and wellness. But I want to show you a special case history of Baracca Museum in the tourist sector. we realized the brochure designed with augmentative communication and the total accessibility of the museum. But now we are developing the bus stop and the train station in order to create the whole accessibility of the area. So we think that this is the way to an accessible future. That's all. I and my colleague, we are here to more details, and thank you for your attention.